I'm David Morgan, and this is Wise Elders Insight, where we explore the small but stubborn habits that help us stand tall as the years pass. I'll admit, there are mornings when my joints creak almost as much as the old wooden steps on my porch, but that's a story for another time. Once, in a quiet fishing village in Japan, I watched an 82-year-old man squat down to scrub the hull of his boat, then sprang back up with ease, steady, sure, and without the slightest wobble. No gym membership, no protein shakes, not even a pair of sneakers, just the result of a lifetime spent moving in ways most of us have long forgotten. The secret isn't some miracle supplement or the latest viral fitness challenge. It's woven seamlessly into the fabric of daily life: how they sit, how they stand, how they rest. It's so ordinary, it's almost invisible, until you realize it's the very reason they can still move freely well into their 80s and 90s. And here's the surprising part: this habit's greatest gift isn't really about muscles at all. It's something deeper, something far more lasting. Stay with me until the end of today's story, and I'll share what that is. Bok morning, in Japan, often begins slowly, close to the ground. Before the kettle even whistles, a thin mist settles over the garden, carrying the scent of damp earth through the sliding door. Next door, the rhythmic scrape of a broom sweeping leaves blends with the gentle waking of the day. Haruko, 78, lowers herself onto a flat cushion beside a low lacquered table. In front of her, steam curls from a cup of barley tea, its warm, nutty aroma mingling with the Thames of pickled radish on a small ceramic plate. She's not thinking about leg day or keeping her core strong. She's wondering if the clouds will clear so she can plant spinach this afternoon, or if she have to wait another day. Yet, with every quiet movement, her thighs tighten, her hips open, her spine lengthens, her toes subtly grip the tatami mat for balance. She's engaging muscles that, in the West, many people use only on rare occasions, perhaps when reaching for something dropped under the table. When I tried sitting on the floor one cold winter morning, my knees complained loudly. But after a few days, the stiffness eased. Lowering down and rising up no longer felt like a chore. It felt like returning to a forgotten rhythm. Just 2 minutes each morning, one sit, one stand is enough to awaken balance and fluidity before you've even stepped outside. Most people don't notice it at first. The slow retreat from the floor. Chairs become more inviting than tatami mats. Beds grow taller, tables rise higher, and the body quietly adapts to a world where bending low is no longer required. At 50, you might squat easily to pick up a dropped pen. At 60, you start bracing on the arm of a chair. By 70, you might avoid kneeling altogether, telling yourself it's just not comfortable. The change feels harmless. But beneath the surface, joints stiffen, muscles shrink, and balance fades like a photograph left in the sun. In Japan, elders who keep daily contact with the floor, whether eating at low tables, arranging flowers, or folding laundry, retain remarkable agility. Each sit and stand is a mini workout for the legs, hips, and back. It's not exercise in the traditional sense, it's life woven with movement. When I spoke with Dr. Saito, a geriatric specialist in Osaka, he put it simply: the less you visit the floor, the less the floor will welcome you back. He's seen patients who stop kneeling after an injury or out of convenience, only to discover years later they can no longer do it at all. Reclaiming this habit isn't about nostalgia. It's about preventing an invisible decline, even once or twice a day. Lowering yourself to the ground and rising again keeps your body in conversation with its own strength. Lose that dialogue, and you risk losing far more than mobility. We often think of strength and balance as purely physical skills, products of muscle, bone, and joint health. But science shows they're also deeply tied to the brain. Every time you stand up from the floor, your mind and body engage in a quiet, complex conversation. Your inner ear senses position, your eyes scan for stability, your brain calculates movement, and your muscles respond in a fraction of a second. When floor sitting and low standing movements are part of daily life, this brain-body connection stays sharp. The neural pathways that control coordination remain well practiced, much like a familiar walking route you never forget. But when we avoid these movements, choosing high chairs, tall beds, and minimal bending, those pathways can weaken. The brain loses some of its map for moving safely, and reaction time slows. Japanese elders who keep the habit of sitting on tatami mats or eating at low tables aren't just training their bodies, they're constantly updating their brains. Instruction manual for movement. This helps them avoid the dangerous hesitation that can cause falls. Dr. Saito explains, mobility is not just muscle power. It's a symphony between the brain and the body. Break the link, and the performance suffers. Simple, daily acts near 2 water plants, sitting cross-legged to read, or rising from the floor without support, become brain exercises as much as physical ones. By keeping both mind and body engaged, these movements guard not only against stiffness, but against the mental fog that sometimes creeps in with age. For many people, especially in midlife or later years, the idea of sitting on the floor again can feel daunting, maybe even risky. Knees may protest, hips may feel stiff, and the fear of not being able to get up can hold us back. But returning to the floor doesn't have to be sudden or painful. Like any skill, it can be rebuilt gradually and safely. The key is to think of it as a journey, not a test. Start by lowering your sitting position in small steps. Swap a high chair for a slightly lower one. Place a firm cushion or yoga block beneath you so you're not all the way to the floor yet. Over time, as your hips and knees grow more comfortable, reduce the height until you can sit fully on the ground. Practice getting up with support, at first using a sturdy chair, wall, or even a friend's hand. This builds both strength and confidence. Incorporating simple stretches for the ankles, hips, and hamstrings will make the process smoother and help prevent strain. In Japan, rehabilitation specialists often teach elders to use transitional postures, such as kneeling or half squats, before attempting full floor sitting. These stepping stones reintroduce the body to natural movement patterns it once knew well. The goal isn't to achieve a perfect lotus pose, it's to restore a level of comfort and ease with the floor. With patience, consistency, and mindful practice, returning to this low, grounded way of living can become a source of strength rather than a source of fear. At first glance, the ability to sit on the floor may seem like a small, even old-fashioned habit, something practical for meals, tea, or conversation. But its deeper gift lies far beyond convenience. It touches both the body and the mind in ways that quietly shape how we age. Physically, floor sitting demands ongoing flexibility in the hips, knees, and ankles, as well as core and leg strength for getting up and down. This natural, everyday challenge keeps muscles engaged, joints lubricated, and circulation active without the need for formal exercise equipment. In cultures like Japan, where sitting on tatami mats remains common, elders often maintain these abilities well into their 80s and 90s. Yet the benefits don't stop at the physical. This habit strengthens the mind-body connection in subtle ways. Each time you transition to and from the floor, your brain is coordinating balance, spatial awareness, and movement planning. These micro-adjustments act like daily training for the nervous system, which helps preserve agility and reaction speed. Emotionally, there's a grounding quality to sitting close to the earth. It slows the pace, invites presence, and fosters a sense of humility, reminding us of our connection to simpler living. Over time, this can influence how we approach challenges, with patience, adaptability, and quiet confidence. Ultimately, the gift of this habit is not just the ability to move well, but the ability to keep living fully. It's a gentle, everyday act that says, I am still here, still strong, still capable. If sitting on the floor now feels out of reach, think of it as a bridge that needs to be rebuilt, one plank at a time. Don't rush straight into sitting on the floor and standing up 10 times a day. That will only make your body protest and your mind lose motivation. Instead, begin with small, steady steps. First, work on strengthening and improving the flexibility of your lower body. You can start by sitting on a chair lower than usual or a sturdy stool, allowing your muscles and joints to get used to a greater range of motion. Practice standing up and sitting down without using your hands for support, which will build strength in your thighs and hips. When that feels easier, try sitting on a thick cushion placed close to the floor. The moderate height will prevent excessive strain on your joints while still challenging your muscles and balance. Gradually lower the height until you can sit directly on the floor for short periods. The key is to listen to your body. If your knees, hips, or back signal the need for rest, take a break. True progress comes from patience and repetition, not from forcing yourself. Each plank you lay down, each practice session, each bit of added flexibility brings you closer to your goal. One day, you'll find yourself sitting comfortably on the floor, smiling, and wondering why you ever thought it was impossible. Reconnecting with the ability to sit on the floor isn't just about physical movement. It's about reclaiming a part of yourself that supports independence, vitality, and dignity as you age. In Japan, where this practice remains woven into daily life, elders who can rise and sit with ease tend to enjoy better balance, stronger muscles, and greater confidence in their bodies. It's not magic, but rather the result of consistent, mindful effort. Your journey may begin with simple adjustments, lowering the height of your seat, strengthening key muscle groups, and stretching to regain mobility. Over time, these small actions add up, restoring a natural ability that many take for granted in youth but deeply value later in life. This is more than exercise. It's a reminder that movement is freedom. The floor becomes not just a place to rest, but a symbol of resilience. Each time you rise from it without strain, you're proving to yourself that aging can be active, not passive. There's no deadline. Whether it takes weeks or months, progress will come as long as you stay consistent, and the benefits go beyond the physical. You'll gain confidence, reduce your risk of falls, and open the door to more ways of connecting with your surroundings, your family, and yourself. In the end, sitting on the floor isn't just about the floor, it's about building a life where your body remains a willing partner in all the moments you want to enjoy.